Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Eric Lucasian with Trackalicious Sim Racing. Hope everybody is doing well today. We are here tonight at Barcelona in Spain for our 7th round triple header of our GT4 championship. It's going to be pretty spicy. Got a lot of drivers out today. And the triple header format. It's always great to watch, really competitive. Resets 2 times. So for those that may be out of luck in the first race, have a second and third chance to do something about it. So pretty excited to see what we've got coming up today in our 3 races. Just about to end our free practice session and go into Quali 1. All right, we are rolling into qualifying here. Let's see. So we have Division 2 going out first. Let's pop in and see how our drivers are doing. We got the Tacos Locos team out early. Good to get their laps out. You know, it's been pretty awesome to watch as we see the progression of both Mr. Bravo and Orozco. They've gotten quite a bit of speed over the past season coming into this one. Great improvement from both and improving consistency at that as well. So it's just to say for those that have trouble or feel intimidated hopping into ACC, yeah, it's really difficult to get started. It's a pretty steep learning curve, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, you a bit of time, a bit of patience, and a lot of laps gets you really in a window of comfort, and it just keeps going from there. I think suffice it to say that nobody ever feels comfortable 100%. There's always room for improvement. I feel that way. I think a lot of people do, but yeah, just a little bit of time, effort, and hard work. So you can see that improvement for sure as we go in through the final sector with Mr. Orozco here. So it looks like we got all of our Div 2 drivers out, putting down the lap. But Barney's still in the pits. Let's try to tag him here and say, so a quick audio check in chat. How's everything sounding? Levels okay? I'm always worried I have something muted. Looking at 3 or 4 different screens here. Let's actually go to some action. Sitting here watching Frank to see if he's going to get started. Sorry about that. So, back to Mr. Orozco. Second one out of the pits. Let's see. He's left himself a bit of a gap to his partner. As I tell one of our drivers, give one of our drivers misinformation, and he's smart enough to know otherwise. So, good job. Thank you, Barney. I apologize for the wrong information that I was laying out there. But all right, so we have Mr. Bravo coming through start-finish line, and that's good for P1 of 1. As Engelman comes through in first place. Bravo second, Wassam third. Pickrell pops into second. Engelman really taming that Maserati, doing a great job. I know he's put a little bit of work into it. Like I said, a bit of time, patience, and a lot of work goes a long way. And clearly watching Mr. Engelman do his thing here. To a different cam here. I think he's chasing down Cody Wassam over there. 188. Yeah. Showing a bit more pace than Cody. Oh, loses it a little bit in the back there, but still able to keep it and go forward. And comes down with a 155.6, still staying at P1 provisionally for the Div 2 championship there. So we got Jeremy Engelman in P1, Andrew Pickrell in P2, Robert Lewis P3, Iglesias in P4. Sorry, I don't know if I know your first name. Cody Watson P5, Jose Bravo P6, Tanner Masters P7, Santiago Orozco P8, Dylan P9, Jason Alvarez P10, Vercosa 11, Kirsch, Steve Kirsch, new driver, 12, Dave Ward 13, Dylan, and sorry, it's Denny P, not Dylan, Dylan Smith in 14, and then we have Barney, who had Barney and Beachley, who had quality bands today. As we have the Div 1 guys going out, let's jump onto Padberg, who was showing some pretty quick times in the left-hand brewing McLaren during practice. Let's hop on board with him. Young Mr. Padberg here has shown some pretty incredible skill in his youth, coming in at P3 behind the Mastachero brothers. Great job, Jakob. And Raza popping into first place. So Raza, Mastachero, Padberg. Diego showing a little bit of speed again this week, trumping his brother in one of the races, as we see Andres relatively consistently ahead of Diego. But great job, Diego. Happy to see a bit of variation in the Mastachero standings. In the beautiful Naps team livery, the North American Peruvian sim racing. We have a couple people looking for improvement there. Snyder down in the ranks. Burkhoff, Kronotis, all capable of faster times. Reggie King looking to show some improvement and pop their times up. Let's follow Reggie, see how he is doing in the Nutella Aston Martin. Let's go to Chase Cam. Hello everyone from 949. Phil, thank you so much for the raid. Just watching that race. Congratulations to Mr. Southall and the amazing performance in race 1. I think he won race 2 as well, so congratulations to you, Luke. Let's roll back here to Mr. King as he tries to finish off a lap to see if he could improve on his time. Got 7/10 in the bag. There we go, enough to go P6. Down to Burkhoff, 2 seconds. Mr. Burkhoff playing with some injuries. Potentially still on automatic given that he has some issues with his wrist, but that will not slow him down, popping up to P3 for Mike Burkhoff. Great job. Amazing given the limitations that he's been facing lately. So there we have it, folks. We have Ali Raza in P1, Andres Mastachero P2, Mike Burkhoff P3, Diego Mastachero in P4. And why don't we do this as we fly through the grid so we can see some of this. Let's do this. Back to drive. Yeah, let's go back to this. Here we go. So, Mr. Raza up in P1 with the beautiful Nutella livery by Reggie King. The Andres Mastachero coming in P2. Mike Burkhoff P3. Diego Mastachero P4. Riley Manier, as we expect him to be up top, always with a fighting chance in P5. Jakob Padberg P6. Reggie King P7. Jeremy Engelman in P8 with the Tanner Masters Rocket Racing livery with some cool anime artwork there. Sorry, my anime knowledge is relatively low, if not none, so can't really give much detail on who or what that is, but looking cool nonetheless. And then we have Jason Provolone in P9 coming down to Robert Lewis in P10. The lovely 949 Sim Racing, the legends themselves, with a little bit of Cardo Racing nod there. Cardo, hope everything is well with you. For those who are looking to improve their lap times, Cardo Racing School, !coach in chat. Amazing guy, lots of information, lots of knowledge. Done his coaching sessions before, we'll do it again. And we have our coaching session coming up on Saturday to prepare us for the GT3 race on Sunday. So tune in As we keep going through the grid, we have Iglesias in 11th, Cody Wassam 12th, Tanner Masters in 13th, Jose Bravo 14th, Santiago Orozco in 15th. Great performance by him there. Going down to Chronotis in 16th. That is not a location for Chronotis usually. I'm sure he's going to improve on that. Danny P, 17. Snyder, 18. Also, I expect him to improve from there. Jason Alvarez doing well in the 19th spot in the safety car Audi. Then we go down to the Brave Soul Vercosa in the Red Bull Alpine. Lovely looking livery. Great combination of colors there. Going down to Stephen Kirsch in 21st. Dave Ward, 22nd. Smith in 23rd. Barney, Beachley, and Pickerel finishing up. I expect that Pickerel couldn't get a clean lap in given he's all the way back here. But we'll expect him to see some improvement there. So there you have it, folks. That's our grid right there. So unfortunately and fortunately, Mr. Baisden has qualified for SRO and has had to back out of our leagues. So we are sad to see him leave, but extremely happy in his ability to get into the race and get into the series. So congratulations to you, Mr. Baisden, aka Carbon on Twitch. But yeah, sad to see some of the competition at the top end there. As we go on our outlap. So this is the first of 3 in our 15-minute races tonight. We are going to be sorry, is there just a quick check? Are we seeing some lag on the screen there? Hello, Arthur. Welcome to the Trackalicious Sim Racing stream. We're running a GT4 triple header tonight at Barcelona, round 7 of our Winter 2022 championship. As we go on the outlap of our first race, and unfortunately we have a couple still in the pits. 47. Burkhoff and Beltan forgetting to press drive, potentially. That is unfortunate. In the words of the great streamer Jason Roy Alvarez, you hate to see it. Zooming in on the GSI logo here. Cardo, thank you so much. 5-month sub. That's amazing. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Let's go back to guys here. Yeah, say speed 3 times and a random Cardo Huesca will pop into chat. Say lap times 3 times and he might pop into your racing rig magically. And then break all your personal records, personal bests. So, lining up in the front straight now as all of our lovely liveries get set on the out of the final corner. 23 cars. Green, green, green going into the first corner. Looks like Ali Raza has gotten a great start. Ali, Andres, and Diego, good friends here at Trackalicious and at the Steez Nation server. Going in hard. There's a bit of a nap sandwich for Mr. Raza, but he does manage to get a really good bit of a tap. No harm, no foul there. That's racing. Very respectful between the two as Andres falls back a little bit. Is now under threat from Riley Manier. Mr. Padberg showing a nose into Riley, going into the right-hander up here. So 3 wide. Lots of action. Oh, bit of understeer from Mr. Padberg, and Riley now will be getting the inside line as Ali Raza walks away. Oh, there's a big tap from Jeremy Engelman there, but Padberg's able to save it. Great save, Jakob. Great job. So we see Reggie making his way into the mix now. What's going on there? So Ali now with a 1.2 gap. So we have Andres, Diego, Riley, Jakob, Jeremy Engelman, Reggie King, Cody Wassam under pressure from Provolone. Let's go and see what's going on here. Really tight racing. Less than a half a second between the two. It's a little stuck. Sorry, folks. I see that it's the stream's not as clear as it should be, so I'm trying to clear out some of the programs I have up here in hopes of getting it to perform a little bit better for you guys. So, Riley looking at an inside move on Diego here. Let's try to go and see what's going on there as Provolone still trying to make moves on Wassam there. Riley, does he make it? Has the inside line on Diego, is able to go through, complete the move, and is now completely ahead as Jakob looks on the inside of Diego, trying to take advantage of the situation while he can. Also is able to make that move, unfortunately for Diego, losing 2 spots there, but is still right behind Jakob, and I'm sure we'll be putting the pressure on, hoping for a mistake. Jakob has the speed, but is still working on some of his consistency, I think, as we go through here. So we have Ali Raza in first place, Andres Mastachero walking away in second place as well, Riley Manier in third, Padberg in fourth. Big pressure on Riley as he tries to get that third spot back. Diego Mastachero down in fifth, Engelman in sixth, Reggie King putting some pressure on Engelman, with Provolone and Wassam right behind. Wassam in a bit of a Nutella sandwich. I'm sure there'll be some communications there within the team. Iglesias making his way, still remaining in 19th, so that's a good spot for him. Snyder coming in from the back all the way up to 10th place, making some great way. I'm sure Snyder's going to be happy with that. Bravo in 12th, Ward in 13th. I think Orozco has dropped down the list, unfortunately for him. Beachley coming in from the back all the way up to 14th. Carnotis 15th. Must have been a T1 incident that had resulted in some change in action. So Pickrell in 16th, and Alvarez right behind Orozco in 17th, Alvarez 18th, with Kirsch trying to make some moves on Jason Alvarez here. Pretty tight, within 0.2 seconds of each other. Go back and see what's happening in the front here. So Diego still really trying to pressure Padberg as Riley takes out the board. It is a good marker, so that might be a little bit of a problem for those behind going wide, but looks like the immediate group of cars is doing just fine under braking. So great job from them. So we have a bit of a front pack, a mid pack, and the best of the rest. Front pack still relatively tight as Masachero building up a little bit of speed, getting closer to Ali Raza now within a second of each other as they go through the final sector. Finding yet another 10th. Let's go down and see how the battles at the bottom are going. So a little bit of a battle between the pink and purple slow car club, I think they're called, as they have a little bit of in-team battle going on here as Barney is able to walk away a little bit as they fight each other. Mr. Lewis coming in from behind. I'm sure he's going to make up some places here. Fighting Tanner Masters in the Maserati with no traction control, no ABS. I'm sure Robert's going to be able to make some moves, potentially coming down the end of the straight here with the straight line speed you get from the Mercedes. Staying on the inside, there we go, makes the move clean. Precision execution, a little bit of a poor exit. Tanner has to adjust, has the inside line. Robert, a seasoned racer, Mr. Beltan from 949, one of the community leaders at 949. Again, an awesome group of people. Beltan going wheel to wheel still. Tanner has the inside line, but is he going to be able to make or keep the outside so he gets the inside on the next corner? Oh, a bit of a tap, but Beltan able to keep his car straight and make the move work. Good job. Now is firmly ahead. I'm sure we'll be able to walk away a little bit from Tanner. Great racing as we see Mike Brickoff again coming in from behind. Gets a great exit onto a bit of a straight here, has the inside line and makes that move stick. So a bit of movement there. Let's go back to the top as we see Andres coming in really close to Ali Raza. Raza has some great pace, but it looks like Andres is just ever so slightly outperforming him and able to keep in close contact with him. He's going to use the draft on the front straight. Raza going in for an extremely defensive line as Andres pulls, gets the rear quarter, going in to the outside for that ideal racing line. Goes for the move on the outside. Raza able to hold it. Andres will get the inside line now. Raza still pushing and now has the inside line. A bit of contact, but seems really competitive and respectful racing. Still wheel to wheel. Great driving by both of these drivers as they get into the third turn, I think it is, the third or fourth corner. Ali still keeping the inside line. Great competition from these two. Let's go on the in-car cam of Mr. Masachero as he continues to pressure Ali Raza, hopefully into a mistake. Gets that inside line, gets on the throttle early, still wheel to wheel, side by side as you hear the Nutella Racing Aston Martin on the right there. And is able to make it work. Is Ali going to come back on the over-under? I don't think it's going to happen here, but will be getting the great draft on the straight. A bit of looseness from Andres, goes wide. Was Ali able to get a better line? He does have a bit of draft. They're both in the Aston Martins, relatively similar, well, identical speeds, and I'm sure their setups are relatively similar here. As he gets the inside line, does quite a good job in getting that corner, or sticking on the inside of the corner. Let's go back and see how it looks on the TV cam. What an intense battle between these two as we see some of the pack behind making a little bit of way as these two continue to battle. So now Padberg within 2 seconds of the lead drivers. Raza looking for that draft. Masachero going in for that defensive line as Raza was doing in the previous lap. Is he going to switch it around yet again, just as Masachero did in the previous lap? Let's see how he's able to take these first couple of corners. So Raza going a bit conservative, trying to get a better line out as Andres takes that compromise line, gets a good exit, lines himself up coming out into the long right-hander. Andres still able to stay ahead, but Raza not letting him go. What an intense battle going on here. I am worried about switching away, hoping we might, or worried that we might miss something. We see Diego and Riley in the background in a tight battle as well. So Andres building a little bit of a gap to Ali. All right, let's pop into Diego's car. Really tight pack here between Jakob Padberg, Riley, and Diego Masachero. So you see Jeremy Engelman looming in the back, looking for this battle to continue so he can potentially gain some places before the race ends in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Diego falling behind a little bit. Let's go and see how this battle is going. So Provolone still trying to make work of Cody Wasson. Cody, extremely seasoned racer, has his head on straight. Doing quite a bit of iRacing lately. Otherwise, we'd expect his pace to be yet better than what we're seeing here. But great performance by him up into 8th place, while Jason puts quite a bit of pressure on him going into the straight. Let's see if the draft is going to be enough for this Aston Martin to push and make some places. He's going to pop into the inside. Does he have the position? He does make it stick. Cody looking for a better line exiting. Oh, and he comes back at him. Great racing by Cody here. Was able to get back ahead of Provolone. Provolone looking to make yet another move going on the inside. Does he have enough? Hard braking into the corner. Cody being smart and leaving a little bit of room for error, but is able to make it stick coming out of the exit. So Cody stays ahead of Provolone as Provolone continues to pressure him, trying to pressure him into a mistake. So let's go back down to Mr. Bravo here as Bravo trying to make moves on Snyder. Coming in, Snyder has the inside line. Bravo trying to take that wide late apex entry, but maybe a little bit too wide. Misses the apex completely and gives Beachley an opportunity to make a move on him. On the inside now, tight racing. Wow, we are getting some great racing through the entire grid on all different paces of driving here, but extremely respectful racing from what we see so far. So Beachley not able to make it stick. Bravo doing a good job of pressuring him and keeping him behind, keeping that tight line. Let's go down and see how Pickerel's doing. So Pickerel trying to make moves on Ward as this pack is still tight. We're still keeping an eye on Raza and Masachero, still within a half a second of each other, and we'll pop back before the end of the race. But I'm sure Pickerel is going to be wanting to make a move. Looks like he has some damage on his hood. Gets a good exit. Trying to maybe take a look inside. Not enough for him to make that work as we go in through the final chicane. Again, gets a good exit. Goes a little wide to carry some of that speed. Ward trying to break the draft. Isn't quite enough to get him as we see some swerving around Beachley, getting the inside line. Is he able to make it stick? This is quite the battle between Snyder, Beachley, and Bravo. Snyder still ahead. Beachley able to make that move stick. Bravo makes a bit of a mistake in going wide into the entry, but still not too far behind. Wassam, Provolone was able to make the switch between Wassam, so was able to get him. Apologize we missed that, but let's go to Masachero. Let's go to Diego and Riley within a half a second of each other. Riley maybe pulling away just a little bit, but we have seen that Diego has quite a bit of pace and is going to be taking it back to Riley. So still a great battle, and let's go to the front here as we go through the third sector. So Raza still really pressuring Andres, goes on the inside, shows the nose a little bit, up onto the curb, really aggressively trying to take that last position as they get into the final couple of turns. really pushing it wide, maybe a little bit too wide. But Andreas still able to keep P1 for now. We'll see if Raza is able to make it into the final couple corners. Both get a decent exit going over that outside curb. Looks like Andres will be keeping this P1 position, but what a phenomenal battle between Andres and Raza there. Both quite good friends on the server and on the Steez Nation server, so congratulations to those two on P1 and P2, and Padberg coming in P3, Diego P4, Jeremy Engelman getting P1 in the second division. Great performance there, and the Maserati nonetheless. Seventh is Reggie King, Provolone in 8th, Wassam in 9th, Iglesias in 10th, Snyder. Beachley able to get Snyder, Pip Snyder on the last corner. So Beachley 11th, Snyder 12th, Bravo 13th, Pickrell 14th, Ward 15th, Kronotis, Burkhoff, Lewis coming in 18th after starting from the pits. Orozco 19th, Ricosta 20th, Alvarez in 21st, Masters in 22nd, Kirsch in 23rd, Barney 24th, and we have Dylan Smith and Denny P closing off 25th and 26th in the race. Congratulations on competing. Well, that was quite the race, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations again to Andres Malstachero for the P1 and Jeremy Engelman for P1 in the second division. So great job to those guys. Great performance by Cody coming in second in the Div 2 and Iglesias in third, rounding off the podium for Div 2. As we get ourselves ready for the second qualifying session. They're not going to get much of a break here, so they're going to pop right back into quality number 2. And we have green, Div 2 go. Let's pop that message in here. So Cody Wassam seems to have found some pace here. Constable Cody Wassam, as we lovingly call him. So it looks like the Tacos Locos out early yet again, trying to get a good couple laps in. A strong out lap to warm their tires up. As those who know, and for those who don't, the GT4 tires do take a little bit of work to get warmed up. So really, the out lap and the first lap, you can't quite get the temperatures up, or the temperatures and pressures up to what would be the ideal. And it's that second hot lap, if you do get one, given our short qualifying sessions that we have here, that second out lap that really is the one that you want to nail every apex and every exit, entry, apex, and exit. So as we go through here, beautiful team liveries back to back coming through, about to enter the third sector, and let's see if they're able to get another couple laps in for that great performance that we saw in the first sector, and hopefully this time maintain their position. Saw a little bit of a couple positions lost by Orozco in the last race, and a bit of team orders there. Jose Bravo being generally the faster one of the two, but we have seen that gap close through the recent races. So as they go through the last sector, preparing themselves to get their lap started. Somewhat cold tires, but I'm sure they'll still make the best of it as they go into the final turn into the front straight. Jose Bravo, Santiago Orozco, followed by, I think that's Pickrell. Right behind. No, Cody Wassam right behind. So let's see how these two do. Let's stick with Orozco. Missing the apex just a little bit. No pressure. We're not watching. Really wide on that exit as well. Sure, a little bit of time lost, but still a valid lap, which is the priority. Don't invalidate your lap if you only have 2 laps to make magic. So going back into the third sector here. Final corner onto the front straight. Bravo in first. Santiago coming in. Only 2/10 off. That's quite really good performance there. Less than 2/10 actually between Bravo and Santiago. So as the drivers come in, we have Engelman in first, Wassam second, Pickrell third, Bravo fourth, Orozco fifth, Vercosa sixth, Alvarez seventh. As Ward, Kirsch, and Smith pop in to finish their laps. Let's stick with Engelman here. Let's pop into the lovely sounding Maserati. Yeah, Beachley, that was a fantastic performance. We caught a couple of your battles. Good job on the patience and making up those positions. As Mr. Engelman goes into turn 9 to one of the main back straight here. We hear that lovely Italian tone. Tacos. You know what? I could go for a taco as well. Oh, a bit of oversteer. A bit early on that downshift there from Mr. Engelman. He fights the oversteer, the throttle oversteer in that Maserati not having any traction control. Still a 10th or so up on his time. Is he able to keep P1? Looks like it is. He is, but Mr. Lewis in the pits, unfortunately not putting him down a second lap, might not have had enough time. So Bravo not able to make it. Alvarez neither. So we have the Div 2 standings as our Div 1 drivers go through the final sector. Jeremy Engelman, Robert Lewis, Iglesias, I think it's Andres. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Hopefully you can correct me. Cody Wassam, Andrew Pickrell, Bravo in 6th, Santiago Orozco in 7th, Ward in 8th, Masters in 9th, Kirsch 10th, Danny P 11th, Vercosa 12th, Alvarez 13th, and then Barney, Smith, and Beachley in the back. As number 27, Riley Meir comes in for his first hot lap. Let's go to the TV camera to see Riley coming in hot. Big braking spot. Trying to get a perfect exit and set himself up for this long right-hander at turn 4. Riley, historically our most winningest driver within the Tracklicious Sim Racing community, has been significantly challenged this season in two ways. Not only have we had some incredible drivers join us last season and this season, giving him a run for his money, but also having to switch back and forth between the two sims of iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione, and doing a phenomenal job of balancing both, to be honest, because I don't know if I'd be able to, well, I know I wouldn't be able to be this fast if I was running back and forth, and I'm not able to be this fast staying in the one sim itself. So an incredible performance we see in him in the a couple of the boys winning the Bathurst 12-hour. So not only partaking in both sims, but also being incredibly fast and winning in them as well. So been a bit of a challenge with Danny Basin, aka Carbon, giving him a run for his money, as well as Ed Kerstetter and the Mastachero boys. But he's been holding his own in the ETK BMW M4 team. So good job. A great combination of drivers between him and Snyder, as he puts in the fastest lap going into P1 and is not trumped by Diego Mastachero, who is 7/10 behind. But I'm sure both will find some pace. Andres finding a bit of time on him with 4/10, dropping into the 53.9s of the purple lap there. As Padberg comes in second place, 2/10 up on Riley. So Riley needing to find some time, 4/10 down, to say the least, was what he would need to do to try to find himself in P1. But even if he does not end up getting the pole position, never count Mr. Munir out. He will find a way. He's very consistent, great racer. Oh, and we have Mr. Miller in chat, the sire, Eric Miller, who is a part of the safety car Audi team with Cody Wassam and Jason Alvarez, doing really well in the Division 2. I think top 3, if I'm not mistaken. Even when Eric does not have the pace, he has the consistency to find himself some great places through the race. So we are missing you as well, Miller. Don't tell anyone I said that. So Andres finding another 2/10 before the end of the lap. So let's see if he's able to maintain it. Riley up on his time as well, but is it going to be enough to get P1? I don't think so from where it stands right now. As qualifying ends, as these guys come into their last couple of corners. So Riley Munir about to cross the line, comes in at a 54.4. Padberg still with a 54.2. Raza trumping the charts with a 53.9. As Mastachero comes in with a 53.7. A little over a 10th ahead of Raza. So this fight is going to be spicy yet again between these two, as they do a phenomenal job putting in their hot laps and their qualifying laps for this next race. Looks like I missed some messages. Yes, tacos, still very hungry and would love some tacos. And hi, Vivacious, nice to see you in here, as I'm sure you're rooting on your boys in the Naps team, and maybe equally, but maybe a little bit less for Ali Raza, as he is battling the great Andres Mastachero. So let's go through the grid again, as these guys don't give me a second to breathe, but that is what we're here for. We're here to see some phenomenal racing from our incredible drivers here at the Tracklicious Sim Racing community, and a bunch of drivers from the 949 Sim Racing community who are also equally, if not more, awesome. Some great drivers there, incredible pace through the grid, and all of their racing. So we're very happy and very lucky to have them here amongst us. So let's go through the grid with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to get started, as everybody sets their pressures, fuel, ready to go for the next round. So Andres Mastachero in the lovely created Naps livery by yours truly in chat, Vivacious, doing a phenomenal job upgrading them from a in-game stock livery, which had to be made fun of so that they could upgrade themselves to this lovely black, red, and gold livery representing their Peruvian heritage. Onto the the true to himself and the rest, the Nutella livery. Been told that Raza goes to the market and only buys Nutella in the batches to make sure that he's fed sufficiently in the creamy goodness that is Nutella. Jacob, sorry, I mispronounced that. Jacob Padberg in the left-hand brewing. McLaren in third. Riley Munir in fourth. Burkhoff in fifth. Reggie King in sixth. Diego Masachero in 7th, losing a little bit of ground, must not have been able to get that clean lap that he did in the previous quali session. Engelmann in 8th, really wrangling that Maserati into a great position. Coming in 9th place, Robert Lewis. I'm sure he's going to find himself progressing through the ranks. He's got some great pace. Snyder getting into the top 10. A little bit more familiar with him in that position. Iglesias in 11th, great spot there for him. Chronotis in 12th in the bright green Aston Martin. Wassam in 13th. Pickrell in 14th. Bravo 15th. Orozco 16th. Ward 17th. Masters 18th. Kirsch, a new driver here at 9 for 9. Tracklicious Sim Racing. Let's call it 9 for 9. So friendly that I forget which server we're on. Kirsch in 19th in the 88 with Denny P in 20th. Fricosa in 21st. Provolone might not have been able to get a good lap coming in 22nd. That's not a normal spot for him. And 23rd is Alvarez. Barney 24th. I think that's probably Smith in 25th or Ward in 25th. No, it's Smith in 25th. And then finally, we have Beachley, who is yet again going to try to see if he can make his way back to the front. All right, so we saw race 1. Quite exciting. Battles through the entire field. Not letting me breathe, but that's what we're here for. Going into race 2, I expect that these two up front are going to give it hell. They are going to fight really hard. And I also expect that Mr. Padberg is going to give it a shot as well. While these two battle, these two being Mr. Andres Masachero and Ali Raza up front, that Padberg is going to try and be opportunistic in hoping they battle and make a mistake to find himself in a position in which he could potentially take P1. Munir, likewise, his consistency, unbelievable. Will try to take advantage. While missing a little bit of pace, he's still not out of the race. Oh, and that's going to be exciting. The Sebring 12-hour in iRacing coming up tomorrow, and I'm sure from the sounds of it, looking into the server, we have a couple of teams set up for that. See if the boys can do a repeat of their amazing performance in Bathurst with a P1 and P5. Coming into the third sector, everybody taking as much as they can, or doing as much as they can to warm their tires up, getting them into as close to the ideal pressures as they can. We know in GT4 that's almost impossible. You really have to get racing or have a lap or two to get those tires up to the correct pressures. But let's see how these compromised pressures treats these drivers. I'm sure it's not going to be much of a problem up front, as these guys are quite experienced or skillful, taking Mr. Padberg's age into account, and that for what he lacks in experience, he makes up for in skill. Coming into the front straight as everybody lines up into their box and their side. getting ready to go green momentarily. Looks like Raza, and we have a green light. Raza gets a great start off the line, pressuring Andres into the first corner, keeping him tight on the line. Does get a nose ahead. Riley looks to have gotten a great start as well. We're going 4 wide into T1 potentially. Padberg backs off a little bit. Riley looking to get that outside line into T1. Raza is able to get ahead. Masachiro, a bit of a tap yet again. Extremely respectful races, but this is racing. There's going to be a bit of contact when you're trying to share the same spot on the road. Raza does go a little bit wide, so Masachiro able to come back at him on the inside into T4. Riley looking on the inside of Raza, trying to take advantage of the battle going up ahead. He does have the inside line, so is able to get a cleaner exit out of turn 4, but is still behind. Raza diving into turn 5, side by side, wheel to wheel with Masachiro. A little bit of contact yet again, but still going on. Everybody's okay. What a phenomenal couple of corners. So everybody seems like there was no trouble up front, at least. So Masachiro looks like he made a bit of a mistake. Riley able to take that second spot as Padberg looking to take advantage again on the outside. Padberg getting a good exit is ahead of Masachiro. Andres seems to be having a bit of trouble as we see a drive-through penalty for Dave Ward, probably for an erroneous start. But Raza up ahead, trying to give himself a little bit of gap to the drivers behind as they continue to try and pressure and get into that position. So let's look and see what's going on. So Masachiro now pressuring Padberg. Oh, going in a bit deep, a little bit too much. Unfortunately, that's a lot of contact between Masachiro and Padberg, but both still able to maintain it. Padberg losing a couple of spots. Masachiro does not have a choice but to continue to go. But definitely some contact there, dropping him down a couple of places, down to the 9th spot as Wassam looking to take advantage of his straight line speed coming out of the exit fairly well on the inside, is probably going to be able to make it stick as Masachiro goes out wide and going for a twofer on both. Robert Lewis, aka Beltan from 949 Sim Racing, now has the inside line. That's 2 for 1. That is a 2-for-1 special, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Wassam, showing us his experience in racing and being able to justify making that move on both. So going down to Engelman, who is 0.2 behind of Pickrell. So let's look at this group battle over here. So we're looking at Padberg, Iglesias, Pickrell, Engelman. Group of 5 here as Padberg able to make that position, get ahead of. Oh no, spoke too early. A little bit of commentator's curse going in too deep. We have a bit of an issue back here. Something happened between Mr. Lewis and Wassam. So Robert on the outside seems to have had an issue. Hopefully we'll be able to rejoin shortly, but losing a lot of places. Going back to the battle up front, Iglesias, Pickrell, Engelman, Wassam. Wassam a little bit behind. Padberg looking to be extremely hungry for that position, able to make it in front of Iglesias, and Pickrell taking advantage of that as well, trying to stay on the inside. Camaro and Camaro action here. Now going into the final couple of turns on 13, 14, and 15. So Pickrell able to stay ahead, and Engelman taking advantage of it as well. So unfortunately for Iglesias, dropping down a couple of places as Engelman, Pickrell, and Padberg make their way through. So we have Raza in first place, Munir with 0.2 seconds behind, taking advantage of that huge straight line speed that you see from the BMW. Does he have enough as we go into T1? Has to take that outside, but now does have the inside line. A bit of a touch as he understeers over the curb, gets pushed out, but still both on the line, trying to take the huge turn 3, find that ideal line, which is extremely difficult to do with very few markers and points to reference off of. But Riley does have the inside line, goes deep into braking, is able to take that position. Like we said, ladies and gentlemen, he does have that consistency, and he'll find a way to get around. So Raza is going to continue pressuring him and see if he could take that couple of tenths of pace that he had in qualifying and take advantage of it. Looking on the inside, still trying to make a move, dive into turn 5 it was, I think, as they go into turn 6. Riley's still ahead, but I'm sure Ross is going to be trying to use some of that draft that he's going to get from the big old BMW GT4 into the back straight. So coming out of turn 9, Riley getting a great exit, trying to break that draft a little bit, but Raza tucking in right behind. The BMW does have some great straight line speed, so it's going to be tough for Ali to find that delta to gain in the straights. However, let's go back to Padberg now. Padberg making his way back as he is in 4th position with 0.3 seconds behind of Burkhoff. Burkhoff, very talented, skillful driver, trying to keep Padberg at bay. Padberg, a bit of a dive, a little bit of a contact, maybe a bit opportunistic in that position, but no big damage, no harm there just yet. So let's go back and look at the Engelmann on Masachero. So Engelmann coming in right behind Masachero, trying to get that draft onto the front straight. Now, Masachero might be carrying a little bit of damage, giving Engelmann the opportunity to really make up a lot of speed, really close to Andres over there, going in, trying to look for a line on the inside, show that threatening maneuver, but not able to make it stick. So we have Masachero on Iglesias, Engelmann on Masachero, with an incredible battle up here. So Riley and Ali are still battling back and forth. Let's go down in the ladder here into 12th, where Snyder's dropped a place or two, but trying to make it back as he's trying to put some pressure onto Beachley makes his way in there. So now down to 13th, 14th. So Snyder trying to find a bit of pace to make his way back up as they go. So it's Beachley, Snyder, Bravo, Diego Masachero. Very tight pack here. So we have still battling.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
We have 917 in the pits. Who's that? So that's Ward, who is in chat. 917. Had a drive-through at the start, unfortunately for him. Coming here to share his pleasure and good mood with us. So back into the race here with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. We've seen the back Provolone try to make a move on Masters. Let's go up back to Padberg here. So Padberg side by side with Burkhoff, really trying to make moves. Burkhoff making a mistake, giving Padberg a freebie. That's not something we see too consistently. Oh, looks like Burkhoff's got an issue over there. Not sure what it is, but unfortunately he has to step aside. I expect that he'll be retiring. So Andreas trying to make his way back, putting some pressure on Pickerel. So Pickerel doesn't quite have... Oh, and he makes a mistake? I didn't quite see contact there. Oh no, there was contact. That's so unfortunate. Well, folks, unfortunately, we don't have live stewarding, but I'm sure all of these incidents will be reported. We hate to see it, but Masachero with the slightest bit of contact on Pickerel, making him spin. Going down, a little bit of love for Cody Wassam in the safety car Audi in 7th place, trying to catch up to Iglesias and put some pressure on there. Raza, still a lot of pressure on Riley Manier. Not letting him get away, but Riley maintaining a level head and keeping in first place. Let's go back down and see what this battle looks like here. So a nice little pack. King onto Provolone, Provolone onto Pickerel, Pickerel onto Masters, Masters onto Bravo. All five looking to gain these couple positions before the end of the race. Not a lot of time, so they're going to have to make their moves relatively soon, probably another lap or two. So we see Provolone going a little bit wide. Masters putting a lot of pressure onto Bravo.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Oh, boy. All right, Miller. Yeah, I guess I was muted the whole time. Sorry about that. So, I guess I'll repeat. Just going through our list of drivers in Div 2. Iglesias first. Pickrell second. Engelman third. Bravo fourth. Wasson fifth. Ward sixth. Master seventh. Verkosa eighth. Kirsch 9th, Orozco 10th, Denny P 11th, Smith in 12th, Alvarez 13th, and then we have Barney down in the pack, as there's a non-qualifier there with Beachley and Lewis, I think, choosing to stay out. Mr. Padberg in his first flying lap, let's see what he is able to do. So the target, I think, was the high 53s, 1 minute 53, as we don't expect to see that in the first lap out, but a pretty good first lap, a 54.4 to begin with. That's a great lap from Mr. Jakob there. 54.9 from Diego, 55.1 from Andres. Andres seems to have made a mistake somewhere. Reggie coming in fourth as he finishes his lap. Who else do we have coming in? Remainder of the laps, we have Provolone popping into the fourth place. There's Carnotis coming in on a new lap here. Might have invalidated his previous lap. Riley invalidated his previous lap. Raza invalidated his previous lap. And Snyder invalidating his previous lap. So a lot on the line on this final lap that they will be getting. So as the qualifying sessions goes down into 0, let's see if they are able to maintain their valid laps to pop themselves up into the front end. If they don't, it's going to be quite the challenge coming up through the field. Raza popping himself into first place, Padberg in second, Munir in third, Masachero fourth, Diego in fifth. So Andres in fourth, Diego in fifth. Snyder coming in sixth, finding his pace through the sessions. King in seventh, Provolone in eighth so far, but might be able to do something about it. I don't think that's going to get him anything, a bit of a delta. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into our final session of the race, and I believe it's going to be a night race. So let's go through the field and have a look at these liveries in the dark. Okay. In first place, in pole position, I should say, we have Ali Raza. Oop, flying a little bit too fast. Let's go. All right. So it's been kind of crazy that the podium has been quite interesting. It hasn't been consistent. We have had new people on every race. So Ali Raza in first place. Jakob Padberg in second. Munir in third. Andres Masachero in fourth. Diego finding his way back to the top in fifth. Snyder in sixth. finding his pace through the different sessions. King, 7th. Provolone, 8th. Iglesias, topping the charts in Div 2 in 9th. Pickrell, 10th. Engelman, 11th. Bravo, 12th. Wassam, 13th. Ward, 14th. Decent spot for him there. Masters, 15th. For Cosa, look at those lights on the Alpine. That's pretty sharp. That's a cool looking night setup there. And the purple bar across the top. In 16th. Cronoda, 17th. Kirsch, 18th. Orozco, 19th. Denny P, 20th. Dylan Smith, 21st. Alvarez, 22nd. Barney, 23rd. I believe that's Burkhoff, Beachley, and Beltan closing off the grid. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting in 1 minute and 13 seconds. And as we mentioned before, temperatures down to 17 degrees Celsius ambient, 17 on track. These drivers are going to have to adjust their tire pressures to make sure that they are set right and they can optimize their performance on track. It's sometimes it's a challenge. You know, if you get that wrong, there's quite a bit of pace difference between getting your tires to their optimal pressures and temperatures as the lights start going on. It's the exciting part of the race where you hear the motors roar into action. So we have 10 seconds left. Hopefully nobody misses their start. Beltan, come on. Hopefully he's got his car started. Looks like we got a bit of flashing action from some of the boys in here. Alvarez being quite liberal with his lights there. Here we go. All right. Race 3 of 3. Round 7. Barcelona night race GT4s. I did it specifically for you, Miller. Sorry, there's a huge delay in the stream right now, so you guys are probably going to hear it 3 minutes later, but just so that you could get some peaceful zen, muted my mic. That's what I'm going to pretend like I did. So as we get ourselves ready on this outlap, the battle between Raza, Padberg, Manir, and Masachero, both Masacheros, is going to be a spicy one. I know Andres is going to want that first place back. I know Riley is going to want that first place, and I know Raza is going to want to get one considering his one-lap performance. Out of turn 13. last chance to warm their tires up. It's crucial for Ali for him to get a good start. I think if he does manage to do that, I was going to say he has a better chance of staying in first, but that's stating the obvious. But it's probably the easiest place for him to lose that first place position. So let's see if he's able to maintain it. Front straight. Last race. Green, green, green. Raza getting a decent start, but not perfect. Padberg ahead a little bit. Munir finding a gap in the middle there. Oh, that's deep braking from Munir. Finding himself in first place, and Raza getting a better exit out of turn 2. Padberg being very opportunistic, getting that inside line. Looks like Raza's gonna concede that second place, but also potentially third too. Is that Diego or Andres on the inside of Raza? As our timing charts update. Yeah, Raza fighting back. It's Andres and Raza fighting for that third place position. As we see Snyder keeping clean, trying to stay with this lead pack. Riley trying to build a gap to Padberg. Padberg really trying to get that first place spot, but not quite. Riley's experience plays trump in that particular scenario. So Riley trying to build a bit of a gap as Raza uses a bit of the draft to gain some speed, but keeping on that outside line. Let's hop back into Raza and Padberg here, maintain that inside line. He's really gonna pressure Padberg to try and get that position back, which is giving Riley the opportunity to walk away a little bit, build himself a gap now 1.5. So Padberg, was that contact? I didn't quite see. I apologize. But Raza getting that second place position back as Padberg drops into third and is under pressure from Andres Mastachero. This lead pack has been quite the battle to watch. It's been really exciting. So as these guys settle down, let's go into the third, seventh place battle here. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, all within a second of each other. Huge pack, huge battle going on here. I don't even know which one to watch. They're so close to each other, but looks like Engelman trying to make a move on Reggie here. Out in the back there, shows his nose. Reggie covering a little bit, able to stay ahead. Mastachero up front here, still really pressuring Raza and giving Riley yet more and more room to build a gap up ahead. So Riley running off with this race right now, not to say that it can't come back to these guys, but with only 15 minutes available, this is going to be an immense advantage for Riley. You know, again, not showing a true one-lap pace at the start, but his experience and consistency has been playing to his advantage, and his racecraft at that. So really able to take advantage from that third place position at T1. Someone crushing the boards outside of the turn 9, I think it is. So Andres going in for a really deep dive here to try and protect against Padberg. Padberg still staying behind in fourth place. So let's pop back and see what's going on down the field. Denny P trying to find some pace to pressure Santiago Orozco. Fortunately, a bit of an error, drops behind. So Orozco pressuring Mastachero, Diego Mastachero for 16th. It looks like Diego must have had a little bit of a mistake or a touch that dropped him down into 16th position, as he was qualified much higher than that. Provolone pressuring Constable Cody Wasson, trying to get that draft. Is he going to hop into the inside or the outside? Let's see. So he is going to stay behind for now. A nice little tight pack back here. As we see an issue from, I think that's Kirsch going off track as we have this battle between Wasem, King, Provolone, Pickerel, all within this tight gap, all trying to find that position. Snyder leading the pack as Engelman right behind. So we have Snyder in 5th, Engelman in 6th, Pickerel in 7th, King in 8th, Wasem in 9th, Provolone in 10th, all within a second of each other. Really taking it to each other in this battle. So looks like we've settled up front. Manir with a 3-second gap to Raza, 1.5 ahead of Masachero. Padberg a little bit behind that yet, and Snyder 3-second gap. So this is really the battle that we're looking at in the area of the track that has the most action, as Wasem really trying to take it to King over there. And then Pickerel onto Snyder, onto Engelman. Engelman looks like he's found his way through Snyder, as Snyder will most definitely try to come back at him as he gets some pressure from behind from Pickerel in the ice cream livery. I forget what he called it, but a fun blue and white livery back there. Oh no! Oh no, he missed his braking point. Unfortunately, Pickerel misses his braking point, tries to give room, and then there's a bit of a collision behind there. And even farther back, that was a very bad place to do that. I'm sure that'll come under review, but Pickerel trying to do the right thing, I think, and trying to give the position back because of contact, but in the wrong part of the track, causing a few collisions behind. Hopefully, the damage behind is not significant for any of these drivers to affect the remainder of their race, but we'll have to see. We'll try to talk to some of the drivers after that. So this pack's still crazy close. So we have Snyder in 7th, Wasem in 8th, King right behind in 9th, Provolone right behind in 10th, Masters 11th, Bravo 12th, Iglesias in 13th, all within a second of each other. So Iglesias really close to Bravo. He's trying to put the pressure on and take that position, that 12th place position from Bravo. Looks on the inside, not able to achieve that move right there. So popping back to Provolone. Let's go a little bit farther into this group so get a better view of what's going on. Crazy pack over here being led by Pickerel in 6th, Snyder in 7th. Oh, Snyder looks maybe deep. Potentially a bit of contact. Wasem takes the opportunity to make his way through both Snyder and Pickerel, popping up into 6th place. So Cody Wasem leading the pack now. Constable Cody Wasem, 6th place. Pickerel right behind. These guys are going at it really hard. Pickerel makes another mistake, hits Cody on the side. Cody, fortunately, you hate to see it. You do. That's so unfortunate. And the winner coming out of that pack being Snyder. Followed by Reggie, followed by Provolone with Masters right behind. So Engelman seems to have found his way through the pack with quite some ways ahead, getting out of the turmoil down there. So let's pop back into the top. So Riley still 1.7 seconds ahead. That time is being eaten up, but I don't know if it's going to be enough time for Raza to make those places back. Raza, 2nd place. Padberg in 3rd. Masachero in 4th. Andreas still trying to come back at Padberg, get that 3rd place and final podium position from them. Let's pop back into the thick of things where these guys are fighting. So we have Beachley on Wasem, Masachero on Beachley. Fortunately, that there was contact for Wasem to have dropped down a little bit. So Beachley looking on that inside line, able to stick his nose in just enough to make Wasem give him a bit of room. Nice deep braking for Beachley. Unfortunately, has to concede the position going wide as Diego tries to take the opportunity to get a better exit, staying really tight. This pack yet again. All of these guys so close. So we have King leading the charge up front in the Nutella, while Snyder up front in the ETK BMW in 6th. King right behind in 7th in the Nutella car. Provolone, Iglesias, Masters, Wasson, Beachley, and closing off the tight pack with Mastachero. So 6th all the way down to 13th, all battling for what could effectively be the same position, which is 6th place. All these guys getting really close to each other. A great pack of racing. Fortunately, we see a couple errors from the drivers, which end up costing quite a bit for some of the drivers out there, but hopefully we won't see any more. Cody going over the big curb over on, I believe it's 15. So Snyder getting a good run into the front straight, giving himself a little breathing room between the two Nutella cars. Provolone trying to get a bit of draft from his teammate. Hopefully doesn't have too much damage, so he's able to maintain a bit of straight line speed, but not quite enough to make it through. We see someone back there, Mastachero, making his way through Pickerel. Now looking at the person ahead, which is Beachley. Beachley looking for a move on Wassam. Let's stick with these guys over here. The lead gap now to 1.4 with about 2.5 laps left. So Riley still doing a decent job as Mastachero finds his way through Beachley. Pickerel looking to take advantage of the wall, but not quite enough. So Diego Mastachero finding his pace yet again after the little error that we saw wherever that was that dropped him back into 16th place. So Lewis coming into 16th all the way from the back, so he's making great progress. Beltan with the 949 car from 949 Sim Racing. Diego gets a really good run onto the back straight, looking to make a move on the outside to Cody Wassam. Oh, there was an error made by someone. Looked like it was Masters going wide, losing a couple of positions. Iglesias and one of the Nutella cars, looks like it's Reggie, battling it out now. Reggie having the inside line, Iglesias giving him a bit of room, going up the curb and giving Iglesias the advantage. So Iglesias now up to 9th place. A little bit of action in the back there. So Snyder leading the pack. Oh no, there's another issue for, I think that was Wassam, unfortunately ending up on the side. Definitely have to review that after the race. So look at this 3 wide pack. Iglesias, Pickerel, Masters, Diego, Beachley going deep, hitting Diego on. Oh no! Oh no, you hate to see it. Oh. So Iglesias now able to give himself a bit of gap. I think this is Reggie over here making it through. So it looks like Provolone may have been taken out. Masters coming in, closing off that top 10 spot. That's unfortunate. Okay, so let's go back to the top. Raza has been doing work, ladies and gentlemen. He is now within a second of Riley Minier. And still pushing hard, now within 0.6, trying to take it to Riley, get his first win of the night. It's been really unfortunate for him as they go into the last lap, and Andres still pushing for that 3rd place position. Another tight pack here, Beachley making his way through Bravo. And it looks like Diego's looking to take an opportunity while it's at hand as well, finding that inside line. Make sure we don't miss anything over here. So Riley's found a little bit of gap as well as they go into the 2nd sector. We see a bit of a battle going on here between King, Iglesias, and Masters. Robert Lewis finding himself all the way up into 12th position. Maybe looking to get yet another position before this lap ends. Let's go back into first place. Now within half a second as they go through the final couple of turns here. Riley looks like he's going to be able to maintain it if he's able to maintain a level head as he usually does last couple of corners. If he doesn't make any errors here, he'll guarantee himself the win. Raza coming really close. Last corner. Looks like Riley's got it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Riley Manier
Finished the race.
winning race 2 and 3. But a great battle between the two. We have Raza coming in second, Padberg in third, Andres Masachero in fourth, Engelman finishing in 5th place. Great performance by him. As we look through the next pack coming through, bit of a gap. So that's Provolone in 6th, Snyder in 7th, King in 8th, Iglesias in 9th. What a crazy battle in that pack. Masters in 10th, Beachley in 11th, Masachero 12th, Bravo 13th, Orozco 14th, Ricosta 15th, Barney 16th, Pickrell 17th, Denny P 18th, Carnotus 19th, Lewis 19th, Denny Smith 20th, Alvarez 21st, Kirsch 22nd, and Wassim closing it off at the end there in 22nd position. Whoa, what an evening of racing. That was a lot. That was a lot. Let's go and see while we wait for our race winners. Riley didn't quite have the outright pace, but had the ability to
Racecraft.
the racecraft to take that first place for 2 of the races, but had pressure the whole time. I think we mentioned earlier that both Raza and Masachero are quite the drivers, but you were able to keep it for those 2 races at least. Just give us a quick tidbit on how your races went.
Yeah, so to recap, Raz is a hell of a driver. He helped me, like he made me try my hardest that entire time. I could not put a foot wrong, otherwise he was there. As for like the first race, I looked at the weather and I saw damp, and so my pressures were at like 29 the entire time. So I just didn't have the pace out right there. But then, yeah, I couldn't find the quali pace for some reason, but the race pace I was just able to maintain consistency, and that's it pretty much. That's all I had to do. Luckily,
So that was
smart.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Good to we mentioned earlier on in the stream that while Riley is in 4th, it doesn't mean he's not able to come into 1st. So at least we didn't broadcast curse you. We didn't commentate or curse you. If anything, we helped motivate that first place. So glad to see you up there. So Ali, I think ultimately looks like between you and Andres and Riley, you probably had the best pace through the 3 races. Just not quite able to capitalize today. So just if you could, I'm sorry, repeat some of the things you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I practiced a bit, so I kind of knew what lines to take. But I mean, the race, anything could happen. So, especially in the beginning of each of the races, like you said, I kind of got, tossed around. But I'm happy I got P2 in all the 3 races. I guess that's consistent. 3 podiums. So, but yeah, great driving by Riley and Andres. Just the first race with Andres was amazing. Like 15 minutes straight, just fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andres. So I think I mentioned earlier, and I'll repeat again because I'm silly at broadcasting. So I think out of the three, you had the most roller coaster of the 3 races. Some good, some bad. In that you, I think, ended up winning the first race, and Riley took the next two. So why don't you talk us through the highs of winning the first race and the lows of coming into some situations in the second and third?
Yeah, just on the first race, it was just an amazing battle. Constantly, overtaking Ali and then Ali overtaking me and trying to get the better of the corner. The following corners because this track is very flowy. But yeah, it's just an incredible battle. Great defending, great attacking, and I enjoyed every minute of that. And I was sweating. I was sweating so bad. But race two, I made a mistake coming into the last chicane for the sausage curb. I I tried to really be on it on the brakes, and I ended up hitting Padberg. So I went to the side of the road, gave him the position back, and then I ended up losing quite a bit to the rest of the pack, fighting my way back to, I don't know what position I was at one point. I want to say, 10 something, but fighting back to P4 was really fun, and I think I might have, I think I might have tapped Sniper. I want to say Sniper. So I apologize for that one too, but just fighting my way back. And the third race was very hard. It was very dark, so it was hard to hit your braking points correctly all the time. I managed to catch back up to Padberg, but then near the last, if I had maybe like 5 more minutes, maybe I could have put more pressure on Padberg and caught up. But yeah, it was good fun. Unfortunately, only got one win, but I think consistent fourth is not bad.
So now I think you two are falling into the mom, I want one more lap club, huh?
I'll take a 20-minute race.
I was gonna say I feel bad for Raza right now because the dude qualified like first every single time and finished second every single time.
I know.
Like, he
but
probably had the best pace overall.
well, I
Yeah.
mean,
and
but
didn't
but
get
I
a win,
mean,
and I feel really bad about that.
out of everyone, you three know that it doesn't just take outright pace, right? There's a lot of factors that go into winning a race. Okay, there's pace, which all three of you had, but it's quite, I think, evident that Raza had just a little bit above above you two, and then there's the
Yeah.
racecraft, and then there's the setup, right? Which Riley, you ran into issues there, but above all of that, then there's a little
Straight-line
bit of
speed
luck.
yeah.
There's a bit of
Yeah.
luck. So a combination of all those factors for those listening and for those that get frustrated with driving and ACC and all that. I mean, this is sim racing. You have those issues, and sometimes you have like disconnects and whatnot. But you go real racing, then you have way bigger problems because then you start talking about money and breakdowns and crashes and tires and all of that stuff on top of everything you're experiencing here. So I think we're blessed. I think I saw a meme recently that said not caring about the fuel prices because my race car is virtual. So we get to appreciate the advantage of running infinite laps with no cost to us. It really so. But yeah, a combination of factors and unfortunately, Ellie, while you had the outright pace, just things didn't go your way today, and hopefully that turns around for the next week.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I apologize to everyone listening on my terrible ability to stream. And yeah, great races. It was really fun to watch, and I've run out of breath. So even when people weren't hearing me, I was continuing to talk to myself, as Fish kindly points out to my multiple imaginary friends, since I have such a good imagination. So thank you so much, guys. Incredible racing, great performance. Congrats on the great finishes regardless. First, second, third, they're all good, relatively speaking. I still strive to be as good as you guys. So maybe one day when I get off the mic, I'll be able to give you guys a challenge. But congratulations, and see you on Sunday or Sunday, or actually all three of you on Sunday. So for our next GT3 race at Spa.
Absolutely.
Oh,
See you
boy.
Sunday.
All right.
See you
Good
guys.
race, fellas. Yeah, good racing.
Race.
And to everybody listening in on stream, I am incredibly sorry for all of the problems that popped up today. I expected that our VOD is going to be significantly better since I was recording it the whole time. I'm not sure what was going on. I was having a lot of technical issues that I was trying to deal with on my end, but I do apologize. Hopefully it's not too terrible and bearable, but thank you all for sticking around, and hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Join us again on Saturday, actually, when we get to do a track walk of Spa with yours truly, Cardo Huesca, Coach Cardo from Cardo Racing, ! Coach. If you are looking for some guidance, some one-to-one go fast information, Coach Cardo is the man. So definitely go and check it out, and his lessons are extremely reasonably priced, and you get so much information from him. So I highly encourage it, and pop in with us on Saturday where we'll get to stream some track guides on Spa, which is a incredibly difficult track, very technical. And yeah, learn to get faster in your GT3 car. So with that being said, thank you all for sticking around. This is Eric Kokassian from Tracklicious Sim Racing, and I bid you a good night, good day wherever you are, and hope to see you on Saturday and Sunday.